1. Introduction. My name is Victoria. I am 36 years old. I am not married. I live in the city and have a good job. I work in design. My life is quiet. I have a small apartment. I like my work very much. It is important to me. Many people in my life are married. My friends have husbands. My cousins have children. My mother often asks me about marriage. She wants me to find a husband. Every time I see her, she asks, "Victoria, when will it be your turn?" She tells me I am not getting younger. She met my father when she was 21. I usually smile and say, "It will happen when it is time." But sometimes I am not so sure. My family gives me a lot of pressure. My aunt sometimes tells me about men she knows. She has a friend's son, a doctor. He is looking for a wife. My cousin likes to show her wedding ring. They all want me to get married soon. This can be difficult for me. I have tried to date. I met many men, but it was difficult. Some men were not good for me. One man wanted me to be a housewife. Another man only talked about himself. One man even asked me to leave my job to focus on a family. I did not want to marry the wrong person. I believe in true love, not just marriage. I want a real connection. My job is important to me. I have a good career in a design company. People say I am strong. They say I am confident. During the day, I am busy and happy with my work. But at night, I often feel a little empty. My apartment is quiet. I am alone. I think about my life. I think about my future. I tell myself that some stories are different. Some stories do not start early. Maybe my story will start later. I hope to find real love. I hope to find a partner who understands me. I wait for my time to come. 2. A bad date. My mother had an idea. She often tried to find someone for me. This time she was very excited. "Victoria," she said, "this man is different. He is an architect. He has a good job. He is perfect for you." I did not really want to go. I felt tired of blind dates. But my mother asked me many times. She really wanted me to meet him. So I said yes. We agreed to meet at a nice cafe in the city center. His name was Carlo. I arrived on time, but Carlo was late. I waited for 10 minutes, then 15. After 20 minutes, he finally came. He did not say sorry for being late. He just sat down loudly. From the start, the date was not good. Carlo began to talk. He talked very loudly. He did not ask many questions about me. He mostly talked about himself and his job. Then he looked at me and said, "You look tired for your age." I was surprised. I tried to smile. I felt uncomfortable. I thought, this is not going well. He continued to talk. After a few more minutes, he asked me a very personal question. "Do you dye your hair?" he asked. I felt very upset. This was not a good way to talk to someone on a first date. I knew then that this date was a disaster. I did not want to stay any longer. I decided to leave. I looked at my watch. Only 20 minutes had passed since he arrived. I stood up. "I am sorry, Carlo," I said, "but I have to go now." I did not wait for his answer. I quickly walked out of the cafe. I felt disappointed but not surprised. This was another bad date. When I got home, my phone rang many times. It was my mother. She called 5 times. I finally answered. "How was it, Victoria? Did you like him?" she asked, her voice full of hope. I told her about Carlo's rude questions. "Mom, he asked if I dye my hair," I said. My mother sighed loudly. "Victoria, you are too picky," she told me. She always said that, but I knew she was wrong. I was not picky. I just wanted something real. I wanted respect. I wanted kindness. I wanted true love, not just a husband to please my family. This date made me sure. I would wait for the right person. I would not marry just for the sake of it. I looked out my window. I still believed there was time for my story. 3. A new meeting. Victoria went to a design conference in Milan, Italy. Her company sent her for work. She almost did not go. She did not like to travel alone, but a feeling inside told her it was good to go. So she flew to Milan. On the first evening, there was a dinner for everyone at the conference. Victoria looked for a place to sit. She found a chair next to a man. He had kind eyes and a calm smile. He looked friendly. Victoria sat down. The man introduced himself. His name was Anthony. He was from Britain. He worked as a marketing consultant. He had a soft accent. His voice made everything sound interesting. Victoria told him about her job in design. They started talking easily. They talked about many things. They spoke about architecture and design. They shared stories about places they had traveled to. They also talked about life. The conversation was very natural. It flowed well. Victoria felt an instant and real connection with him. There was no pressure. It was just a comfortable and interesting talk. Anthony listened carefully when Victoria spoke about design. He seemed to understand her passion. He said, "You make design sound like poetry." Victoria felt happy. It had been a long time since someone made her feel truly understood and seen. She enjoyed his company very much. When the dinner ended, she felt a little sad that their talk had to stop. Before they left, Anthony spoke again. He said with a smile, "Maybe I will see you at tomorrow's session." Victoria hoped he would. She liked the idea of talking to him again. The next day, he was there. This made Victoria feel very happy. This meeting felt different from her past experiences. It was a good and hopeful start. She liked their easy conversation. It was a very nice change. 4. Talking and sharing. The next day, Anthony and I met again. We found a small cafe near the conference center. It smelled of fresh coffee and sweet pastries. Every morning before the sessions began, we would meet there. We always sat at the same small table by the window. We talked for a long time, sometimes for hours, about many different things. We shared stories about our work in design and marketing. We talked about our families and our homes. We spoke about how life can sometimes be surprising and how things do not always happen as we plan them. It felt very easy to talk to Anthony. I felt comfortable and understood when I was with him. It was a new feeling for me. Anthony told me more about his life. He was 40 years old and had never been married. He said he had spent most of his life working very hard. He wanted to be successful in his career. He focused a lot on his job and did not think much about finding love. He looked at me and said, "I used to think I would find love after I had achieved everything else. But now I understand that time does not wait for anyone." His words stayed with me. They were important words. I looked at him and saw a gentle and honest person. There was something very real about Anthony, something I had not found in anyone before. We continued to share our personal stories and our pasts. We talked about our hopes for the future. With each conversation, I felt our connection grow stronger. It was more than just a friendly talk. It was a deep sharing of our lives. I felt very happy when I was with him. On the last day of the conference, we met for coffee one more time. It felt different. There was a quiet sadness because the conference was ending. After our coffee, Anthony walked me back to my hotel. The city lights of Milan were soft on the wet streets. He stopped near the hotel entrance. He looked at me with kind eyes. Then he spoke very softly. "I do not want our time together to end," he said. I felt the same way. I did not want it to end either. Our time in Milan had been special, and I hoped it was not truly over. 5. Love from far away. When Victoria returned home, her city felt different. Milan was far away now. Her normal life was waiting for her. Her mother still had new ideas for her. Her work office was full of many tasks, but there was one new thing that made her smile. Every morning, her phone buzzed. It was a message from Anthony. He sent her a text every day. This made her feel happy. It made her day feel brighter. Soon, they started talking on the phone every night. They spoke for a long time. Anthony told her about his life in London. He talked about his work projects. Victoria told him about her design work. She shared stories about her city. They learned many small details about each other. They understood each other more and more. The distance between them was big. London and Victoria's city were far apart, but when they talked, the distance felt smaller. It felt like Anthony was close. They often laughed during their calls. They felt a strong connection, even though they were far away. 2 months passed quickly like this. Then, Anthony made plans to visit. Victoria felt a little nervous. She wondered if things would be different in person. Would the special feeling disappear? She went to the airport to meet him. She waited for a short time, then she saw him. Anthony was there just as she remembered. He held a small bunch of colorful flowers. His smile was warm and kind. At that moment, Victoria knew. All her worries went away. Everything felt right. They spent the whole weekend together. They explored Victoria's city. They visited museums and walked in the big parks. They tried local food at small restaurants. It was a very happy time. They talked easily, just like they did in Milan. Their connection grew stronger with each passing hour. Victoria's mother wanted to meet Anthony. She asked them to come for dinner at her house. Victoria was a little worried. Her mother could be very direct, but her mother liked Anthony right away. She saw that he was kind and polite. Victoria was very happy about this. After dinner, her mother even whispered that he was a very good man. That night, after everyone had left, Anthony looked at Victoria. He said, "Victoria, I am falling in love with you." His words were soft and true. Victoria felt a warm feeling in her heart. She knew she felt the same way. She was falling in love with him too. She did not say the words back to him that night, but she knew it was real. This love had traveled from far away and had found her. 6, a hard time. Victoria was happy with Anthony. Their love grew strong, but some things started to change. Her colleague, Clara, was not as friendly as before. Clara said one day, "Be careful. Men from far away do not always tell the truth." Victoria did not think much about it then. One evening, Victoria was at her office. Her phone rang. A woman's voice asked for Anthony. Victoria said, "He is not here." The woman laughed. She said, "Tell him Maria called, his old friend." Victoria felt a strange feeling. Who was Maria? Later, Victoria called Anthony. She asked him about Maria. Anthony sounded serious. He said, "Maria is my ex-girlfriend. We worked together many years ago. She still tries to call me sometimes." Victoria wanted to believe him, but a small doubt came into her mind. She felt unsure. She felt insecure. Victoria and Anthony had a serious talk. It was not a good talk. Victoria felt sad and confused. Anthony felt sad too. They stopped talking for a few days. Victoria missed him very much, but she also felt a little angry. Was he hiding something? Then Anthony called her. He said, "Victoria, if you think I am lying, I will come. I will show you everything. I have nothing to hide." Victoria felt a little hope. 2 days later, Anthony came to her city. He brought a small bag. Inside were old photos and messages. He showed Victoria everything. Maria was his ex-girlfriend. She had tried to cause problems in his past relationships too. Anthony showed Victoria the proof. Victoria looked at the photos. She read the messages. She saw the truth. Anthony was honest. Victoria felt very bad. She felt ashamed for doubting him. She started to cry. Anthony held her close. He said, "Please do not let fear take our love away." His words were kind. Victoria knew he was right. She had let her fear grow too big. From that day, Victoria decided to trust Anthony completely. She knew he was a good man. This hard time made their love stronger. They talked more openly. They understood each other better. Victoria learned that real love needs trust. She felt safe with Anthony again. Their bond was now stronger than before. This difficult time taught them a lot. It was a test of their love. They passed the test together. 7, a big question. Many months went by. Victoria and Anthony's love grew stronger with each passing week. They spent more time together, learning new things about each other every day. They both felt very happy and comfortable. Their long-distance relationship was not easy, but they made it work. They always found time to talk, even when they were busy. They planned many visits to see each other. These visits were always special times for them. They started to travel to different places together. First, they went to Paris, a city known for love. They walked along the Seine River and saw famous sights. Then, they visited Istanbul, a city with a rich history and beautiful buildings. They explored busy markets and tried new foods. Each trip brought them closer. Victoria learned more about Anthony's dreams and his past. Anthony learned more about Victoria's hopes and her family. They shared many laughs and made many happy memories. Finally, they traveled to London, Anthony's city. Victoria was excited to see where he lived and worked. She also met his friends. Meeting his friends was important to Victoria. She wanted to be a part of his everyday life. His friends were kind and welcoming. They made Victoria feel very comfortable. She felt like she was truly a part of Anthony's world now. It was a good feeling. She no longer felt like she was just visiting. She felt like she belonged. One evening, they went out for dinner. After dinner, they took a walk by the Thames River. The evening air was a little cold, but it felt fresh. Many lights from the city reflected beautifully on the water. The view was very pretty. Anthony stopped walking and turned to Victoria. He took her hand in his. His eyes looked serious, but also full of love. He began to speak softly. "Victoria," he said, "for many years I thought love was something that happened only when you were young. I thought I had missed my chance. But now I understand that love comes when you are ready for it. It doesn't have a special time. It just arrives when it is right." He paused for a moment, looking deeply into her eyes. Then he asked the big question, "Will you marry me?" Victoria's eyes quickly filled with tears. She was so surprised and so happy. She did not expect this question tonight, but it was the best question she had ever heard. She nodded her head, unable to speak at first. Then she found her voice and said, "Yes, Anthony, yes, I will marry you." She hugged him tightly. It was a perfect moment by the river. Later that night, Victoria called her mother. She was still very excited. "Mom," she said, "Anthony asked me to marry him." Her mother screamed with joy on the phone. She was so happy that Victoria's father had to take the phone from her. He also congratulated Victoria. It was a very happy night for everyone. Victoria felt a deep sense of peace and happiness. Her story was truly beginning. 8. A happy ending. The day of our wedding arrived. It was a beautiful day, full of sunshine. We decided to have a small wedding. Only our closest family and friends were there. A few colleagues from work also came to celebrate with us. I wore a simple white dress. It felt perfect for me. I was not nervous at all. Instead, I felt very calm and happy. I knew this was the right choice. When I walked down the aisle, I saw Anthony waiting for me. He looked so happy. His eyes were full of love. I smiled at him, and he smiled back. In that moment, I felt everything was exactly as it should be. We stood together and said our vows. I promised to love him always. He promised the same to me. As I looked at Anthony, I thought about my life before him. I remembered the lonely nights. I remembered the bad dates. I remembered all the questions from my mother and friends about why I was not married. They made me feel like I was waiting too long. But now I understood. All those moments, even the difficult ones, had led me to Anthony. They had prepared me for this true love. After the ceremony, everyone cheered. My mother came to me with tears in her eyes. She hugged me very tightly. She whispered in my ear, "Victoria, you were right to wait. You found the right man." Her words made me feel very warm inside. It was good to hear her say that. I knew she was happy for me. Years passed quickly. Anthony and I built a wonderful life together. Sometimes new people would ask me how I met my husband. They often looked surprised when I told them. I would smile and say, "I met him when I was 36 years old." Then I would add, "It wasn't late at all. It was the perfect time for us." I learned an important lesson. Love does not follow a schedule. It does not care about age or other people's thoughts. Love arrives quietly. It comes when you stop trying to find it. It comes when you start to trust life. Good things happen at the right moment. That is what happened to me. I stopped looking, and then Anthony appeared. And so, my story found its happy ending. I, Victoria, found my forever love. Many people thought I would never find it, but I did. My heart was full. I was happy, truly happy, for the first time in a very long time. This was my perfect story.